What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, Jonathan? How's it going, man? Gonna give it a few minutes to actually get this thing started. Waiting on some people. Chillin' playing Monster Hunter. Nice, man. I heard that's a really fun game. I heard that's like a really, really fun game. I haven't done any reviews, like I haven't played it at all yet, but it looks like a cool game. Let's talk about crypto. We're gonna talk about crypto. I'm just allowing people to kind of slowly work their way into the live stream so that they don't miss anything. I don't have a splash screen right now because I'm away from home, so we're just kind of chilling for a minute until people actually start rolling in. But yeah, we're gonna discuss some fundamental and some technical analysis behind the market right now. Yeah, man, it's all you. To the moon. Yeah. Hell yeah. So how's everybody doing this weekend? How's everybody's weekend been so far? How many of you in here are sick right now? Because it seems like everybody and their mama is getting sick at the moment. Like, I've been hanging out with my brother all weekend, and he has had the flu, actually. And so I'm probably going to get the flu, and it's going to be the best. But there are just so many people that I speak to on a daily basis that have gotten sick over the past week, and it's just unreal. It's like everybody around me has been sick over the past few weeks. Let's see. All good here. Leave that in Texas. Everyone was getting sick in Texas. It's bad there right now. I just got back from Greenville. Nice, man. Nice. How was your trip to Greenville, my dude? I bet it was fun. I already know the answer. It was probably fun as hell. I never actually got a chance to go there. Boring. It was all over the Dallas news. It was cool but boring. Yeah, dude, I was in Dallas. I was in Dallas this weekend at that Bitcoin super conference there. And it was definitely, there were so many people that were sick. What's up, TextMed? How's it going, man? Let me post this. I know, solid post. Oh, okay. Awesome, man. Let me post this to... Saw the posts. Yeah. We're gonna get started here in just a minute. Just a minute. I promise. So I'm interested to know y'all's thoughts on the current market. Let me just hear what your thoughts are on the current market, and then we're going to discuss my thoughts on where I think it's headed, and we're going to talk about some fundamental reasons why I think so, and also we're going to take a look at some charts today. You know, like, you guys know that I'm not really a charts guy. I'm not really a TA kind of guy, but I've actually been getting a lot more used to using charts lately. And I think I'm going to start posting more videos about trading. I've got some really exciting news coming up this week about a potential platform that you guys might be interested in. So definitely looking forward to announcing that towards the end of this week. I'm going to be announcing on my YouTube channel this really exciting news, so be on the lookout for that towards the end of this week, guys. Sup, dude? What's up, Vix Muse? What's up, I'm Ekin? I still think it's possible to have one last drop, but there are a lot of people saying it's on the up and up. For me, it seems pretty slow but healthy, I guess. I mean, the market. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The funny thing is I don't think that either of you are wrong. I think that we are on a slow and steady course. What's up, Pringles? Yeah, this is definitely Clayford. I definitely think we are on a slow and steady course towards a bullish market. However, I also think that we could see one last drop in the market before it continues its uptrend. However, I did post something on Steemit last night saying that if we retested 11K, based on the charts, it looks like we're going to continue this uptrend towards 13K. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the charts first. I did change my name. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this chart that I drew up. So as you can see, this is the one-day chart. This is a one-day chart with, oh man, the moving averages got changed. That's weird. Okay, so 50 and 200. So we're gonna take a look at the 50 and 200 moving average. 50 and 200 day moving averages. So as you can see, I drew up this triangle based on a previous low that we had in the past, and it kind of followed this trend line. This started in September of last year and continued into November, and then we had this huge parabolic rise in December. And after that huge parabolic rise, we started to see a sell-off, and we had this bull trap right here. We started to see more of a sell-off, and then we had this other smaller bull trap right here. And as you can see right there, that's where I set a resistance line at 12.8. And the reason that I set that is because you see that over here, whenever it started falling and we had this bull trap, it became a support. We went up and there was this resistance right here, and it fell down again and it became another support. It started a little bit of an uptrend right there and started falling again, became resistance right here whenever it started trading sideways right here, and that's whenever it really dropped and hit its lowest point. So you can see that that's a vital point right there around the 12.8 mark. And so right now we're currently sitting at about 11.18. And I made a post yesterday on Steemit, like I was saying, if we retested 11K, I could see us going up to 13K, and that is based on this resistance right here at that 12.8 mark that I was just talking about. Currently, our support level is around 10.3. We almost hit that support, or we did hit that support, and then bounced back last night. So as you can see, we're currently trading a little sideways, and that's fine. However, I think if this channel continues its upward trend, we're going to see that 13K mark. So really, really cool stuff there. Really, really cool stuff. As you can see, I definitely posted some stuff about that on my Steemit channel. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a bit, but let's take a look at the 1 month chart. Something really interesting here about the 1 month chart. So last month's candle obviously finished a lot lower than the previous months, and you can see that these wicks right here at the top of these candles showed that we almost hit that 20K mark. And then that's whenever we started this Bitcoin correction. Well, now taking a look at this month's candle, it's currently sitting above last month's bottom of the chart. And that's really great for two reasons, because one, it shows that we might be seeing a reversal right here, and two, you take a look at the actual wick down here, and it is $5,000 lower than what we're currently seeing on the market. So that alone in itself has started creating a little bit of a FOMO trend. People see this and they get encouraged to go and buy. So easily, I think that we could break out of this current trend and hit that 13K mark, that 12.8 that I was talking about that's currently at a resistance. So that's where we're at right now. That's where I'm thinking the market is headed. Again, this could just be another bull trap like we were talking about a little earlier. And there's really no way to tell at this point if we're headed towards an actual uptrend or if this is just another bull trap. So if you're kind of waiting on the sidelines right now, then that's where I would stay at this point. If you're very cautious and you don't want to make a move yet because you're worried that this is another bull trap, then that's where I would stay. You know, I think that towards the end of this year, we're going to see another exponential rise in value. So you have plenty of time to wait and be patient and see where the market is headed at this point. You don't have to rush back into the market if you don't want to. However, if you're looking to potentially get in on those profits, if it does go up to 13K, then you could easily just set up some stop limits for yourself. And with those stop limits, you can make sure that you don't lose a ton of money. So that's what I'm seeing right now on the daily and the monthly charts. As you can see on the daily, the CCI and both the MACD are currently really high. And you might say, well, Clay, that's showing that it's being overbought right now. And that means that it's time to sell. Based on these indicators, you would not be wrong. But the thing is I think Bitcoin follows fundamentals a lot more than it does technicals. And I've said that plenty of times before. So there was some insight that I got this weekend at this Bitcoin super conference in Dallas that I wanted to let you guys in on. And that is the fact that a lot of the investors, a lot of the venture capitalists, a lot of the technologists that were at this conference were very, very bullish on the market. If you guys heard some of the things that were coming out of their mouth, you would think that the market was at an all-time high right now, just based on things that they were saying. And for the most part, it sounded like most of these people there were bullish on Ethereum, and they think that Ethereum is going to solve the scaling problem faster than anybody else. And I could definitely see their sentiment with that, but I think that we might actually see it before then with projects like Tezos or EOS. It'll be interesting to see what plays out first with that, but the main thing that I want to draw from that is that these investors, these people that are way smarter than I am, are saying things that are very similar to what I'm saying. They're saying that they're very bullish on both Bitcoin and Ethereum and the entire blockchain industry as a whole. However, they also said more of the same things that I've been telling you guys over the past, months. They basically said that 95% of these projects that are currently on the blockchain market, on the crypto market, are going to go to zero. They're going to fall. They're going to fail. And that's a good thing, in all honesty, because a lot of these projects are shit projects. They don't really solve anything, and they're not really looking to help their investors in any way. They're just looking to better their own pockets. And unfortunately, in our world, in our society, that's the way it goes. But some of these projects that are currently on the market solve real world problems, and eventually everyday purposes are going to be solved by blockchain technology. And all of these investors, all of these venture capitalists, all of these technologists that were at this blockchain conference this weekend had that same exact sentiment. They believe that blockchain is going to solve so many things in the future for our day-to-day lives, but 95% of these projects are going to fail. So what I urge you to do is take a look at the projects that you are currently invested in. And if you're just a swing trader, you're a day trader, then this doesn't really apply to you. But if you are an investor in the technology itself, if you're planning on holding long, then I urge you to take a look at the projects that you're actually invested in and make sure that they do exactly one of those things that we just talked about. Does it solve a problem? Does it help the scaling issue? Does it have a good development team that is willing to put in the work to solve the problems that they're trying to solve? You know, like, you have to take a look at all of the fundamentals that back up these projects and determine if it's worth it to invest in. Because if it doesn't have all of these fundamentals to back up the project, then it's probably one of those projects that is going to fail and go to zero. I'll tell you this, guys. A lot of the sentiment at this conference was that by the year 2020, there is going to be $20 trillion in this market. But also by 2020, 95% of these projects that are currently on the market are going to fail. So you have to think about that, and you have to say, okay, if 95% of these projects are going to fail, but the market cap is going to be $20 trillion, then what does that mean for the current valuations of the 5% that are going to be around? Like Bitcoin with the Lightning Network, like Ethereum with sharding and plasma, and Casper. Where does that valuation go for those specific projects? Well, if you're currently invested in Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin, then chances are you're going to do pretty well over the next 2 years, guys. And this is not financial advice. I'm not saying that you are going to have a guaranteed return with any of these projects, but what I am saying is that the sentiment of a lot smarter people than myself are all saying the same things that I'm telling you right now. And I can't tell you which projects are going to fail and which projects are going to succeed, because I know as much as you guys do. Now, obviously, this is my full-time job, and I do a lot of research every single day. And again, I'm really excited to make an announcement towards the end of this week about a new project that I'm currently working on with several other partners. I'm really excited to announce that towards the end of the week, and I'll have more details for you guys. But the thing is even myself, who spends every single day looking at these things, I can't tell you which projects are going to succeed and which projects are going to fail, but I can take a look at projects and say, okay, this looks like it has a long-term goal. It looks like it has a good development team. It looks like it's trying to solve a problem that we face in our current society. And I think that it could succeed. And so I'm going to be doing more content about things like that as time goes on, and I really look forward to hearing your feedback on these things, because I think that as my channel grows, it's going to be vital to make sure that people are investing in projects that serve a purpose instead of just trying to make a quick buck. And I say that all the time, but I still get questions, does this ICO look good? Does this ICO look good? What do you think about this project? Well, if you listen carefully to what I'm saying in all of my videos and all of my live streams, you know how I feel about certain projects. And if I'm not mentioning it, it might not be because I don't know anything about it, but it might be because I don't like that project. Now, there are tons of projects out there, and I don't know everything about every project, but the projects that I feel strongly about, I'm telling you guys about. And if you go back and watch all of my old videos, and you go back and you watch all of my old live streams, I've definitely talked about projects that I'm very bullish on moving into the end of 2018, moving into 2019, moving into 2020. And I highly encourage you to do that, to go back and look at some of those old videos. But I'm going to go ahead and take any questions that you guys might have. Oh, wait. There was some really good fundamental. I found a news article that was really awesome today. So Wyoming, the House of Representatives in Wyoming passed a bill exempting utility tokens from security laws. And essentially what that meant was that they're trying to create a space in Wyoming for initial coin offerings to launch in their state. And the reason that that's so huge is because so many ICO projects over the past year, over the past 2 years, have specifically tried to launch outside of the United States because they were afraid and fearful that their ICO tokens were going to be labeled as securities. So if this passes in Wyoming and people can launch their ICOs in Wyoming without being labeled as security tokens, then that is going to be huge news for American investors. That will mean that American investors can take part in these ICOs legally. Because as you know, there have definitely been American investors that have invested in ICOs that weren't accessible to American investors, but they were using VPNs to do so. And as we're speaking, Bitcoin actually just topped 11.4. We're seeing quite a bit of a bullish run right now. As you can see, I posted a resistance line at 11.2, which has been a resistance for the past couple of days, and we just broke that. So that's a little bit of a bullish flag right there for us. We might see that 13K happen by next weekend, guys, which would be really, really huge. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up to any questions that you guys might have for the next 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'm going to get off of the live stream, guys. Just ask me any questions that you might have about anything. Doesn't matter what it's related to, just go ahead and ask any questions that you might have, and if I have an answer, I'll definitely do my best to give it to you. Did you guys see today's video that I posted? I thought it was pretty clever. Hope you guys thought it was clever too. Let me go back and see. Is there a particular number or range in your opinion that would be a safe tell that we're out of the woods? Honestly, VixMuse, we would have to break through that trend line on the triangle that I showed you guys on the Bitcoin chart. We would have to break through that trend line, which would be like right around that 12.8 mark, that 12.8 resistance mark that I posted on that chart. And that's where I would feel like we're at a pretty good point to say that this reversal is definitely in effect. What's a good stop loss with all these wild swings? I think that a stop loss at this point, so let's say you're trying for that 12.8, that 13K. You would have to associate a percentage that you're willing to lose based on the percentage that you want to gain. So let's say you want to gain 10% on your portfolio. Well, let's do a little bit of quick math here, guys. 11, we're currently at about 11.4. .1. So let's say you want to gain 10%. That would be about 12,540. So if you want to gain 10% and you're only willing to lose, you know, let's say 5% or 2% or 3%, you would set a stop loss at that amount, and then you would set a sell order at the 12,540, if that makes sense. Fundamentals are 90% more reliable. I don't know if it's that high, but I definitely agree that fundamentals are better for a market like this. Bitcoin versus Litecoin, your opinion? I'm pretty bullish on both of them, actually. I try not to pick between the two. Trolling is always fun. Tezos going rogue thoughts. Looks like the price is responding positively. You have to understand that the price that you see is a futures price. It's not the actual price of a Tezzy. Once Tezzies are released to all of us ICO investors that invested in the project, it will actually be a token that we can trade on exchanges, and it'll be a completely different price than what we're seeing on the futures market. Will ETH hit 10K maybe next year? I hate price predictions, but I think that by the end of this year, we'll probably see around a $4,000 Ethereum. But again, I hate price predictions. I don't like them at all. So please don't take that as investment advice. That's not what it is. That is just, you know, some guy on the internet saying that Ethereum could hit 4K by the end of this year. Do you guys have any other questions for me? tell us more about the conference, any discussions on platforms versus currency versus payment options versus store of value versus crypto clay versus the world. Tell us more. Do you have any favorite lesser known alts? So to talk a little bit more about the conference, I'm going to be putting out some videos over the next couple of days on the conference itself. Once I get home tomorrow night, I fly back home tomorrow night, and I'm going to be editing some of my videos. I definitely did some really awesome interviews while I was there at some of the booths that were set up. One of the coolest things that I got to do at the conference was talk to the CEO of Salt Lending Platform. That is one of my favorite projects that was at the conference, and I got to speak to the CEO, and I did an interview with him. So for those of you that know anything about the Salt Lending Platform, you're definitely going to want to watch that interview. I really, really enjoyed talking to Sean, but that'll be available probably on Wednesday or Thursday of this week once I get everything edited and good to go for YouTube. But yeah, be on the lookout for those things. I really enjoyed listening to John McAfee. You know, whether you love the guy or hate the guy, he has an incredible stage presence, and I loved listening to him speak. The crowd was fantastic while he was speaking. Do you have any favorite lesser-known alts? Honestly, my favorite lesser-known alt right now is probably Luxcoin. I am very bullish on that project. I bought quite a bit during the dip, and I'm already really happy with that investment that I made, but I plan on utilizing the proof-of-stake wallet and making more Luxcoins for myself. I really, really am looking forward to that project in the enterprise industry. Looking forward to seeing what they have to offer to corporations and companies around the globe. Thanks for the stream, Clay. Thanks for watching, TextMed. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, did you take any notes during the conference? If so, what on? I took mental notes. I don't really like taking notes because then I'm not paying attention to what people are saying. So I never take notes as far as that goes. But I have a lot of info to give you guys over the next week based on things that I heard at the conference. You know, I let you guys in on the gist of most things at the beginning of this live stream. So if you didn't get to see that, then go back and watch that. But I think you were in here. Random question, ever been trading Forex? No, I have never traded, I've never traded currencies besides crypto. Is that your boyfriend in the back? Nah, that's my brother. Are you going to talk about what James Altucher had to say at the conference? Honestly, he was hilarious, man. But he didn't offer like any specific advice. If you pay for a subscription to his newsletter, then you get really good advice from him. But he didn't offer like anything that we hadn't already heard. He was pretty hilarious though, and he was very bullish on the market. I'll tell you that. He thinks that the market is going to succeed and a lot of things are going to move onto the blockchain over the next 5 years. So that was really promising to hear from somebody like himself who has done extremely well with investing and building platforms for people. Let me know when you get back and have a get together again, dude. Will do, Jonathan. I appreciate you watching, dude. Was anyone actually bearish? There were some people that had not invested in cryptocurrencies yet. There were some people that were no coiners, as they're called, and they were very skeptical. And they were there to be skeptical. They were there to see what was out there, what people were offering, and they weren't sure. They weren't completely sold on the idea as to what blockchain was and what it was trying to solve. But there were definitely people there that had not invested in any blockchains or cryptocurrencies. So, yeah, there were definitely some people there that were bearish for sure. But if nobody else has any other questions for me, I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. I really appreciate all of you guys taking the time to listen to what I had to say about the market itself and also a little bit about the Bitcoin conference that I went to. I will continue to put live streams together for you guys. Any chance that I get, any free time that I get, I'm going to put together these live streams on Twitch while I'm still banned from YouTube, and hopefully I can get my name out there a little bit more on Twitch so that we get some more interaction in the chat like we were having on YouTube before I got banned. We're just going to have to spread the love and let people know that this is where I'm at right now until I get my access back on YouTube. But that's going to be it for today, and I will see you guys soon. Crypto Clay out.